Welcome back to another banger. Today we'll be reading parts 1 and 2 of The Collector of Dreams, Sulphur City, The City of Dreams, and The Ivory Tower, Skyscraper to Heaven.
Well, since we got all that out of the way, let's show you our cast of characters.
Me, Zelatrix, as the narrator.
Me, Tanazon, as Vanessa, Roger, and Safina.
Me, Viking, then Guards, then Miguel.
Well, let's start reading. Previously on The Collector of Dreams.
Vanessa searches the endless desert for a secret artifact.
But a mysterious couple,
Crosses paths with Vanessa.
which leads into the couple's death.
After the fight, Vanessa takes their map.
And makes her way to Sulphur City.
Sulphur City, the City of Dreams. Sulphur City wasn't always so glorious. There was a lush jungle where birds sing and animals play. Many tribes of giants lived in harmony. This land was near to meet its demise. Long ago, this very jungle was a battleground against the whole world, the war expanding from shore to shore. It was called the First Great War, against the Imperius and Asheen. The battle stretched out for months in the jungle. After the war, the land was stripped away from its vegetation and life. All the native tribes and animals evacuated. Only a few survived the unexpected attack. When the war was over, wizards all over the world helped the natives build up their fallen sanctuary. But they were unsuccessful in bringing back life to the desert, only bringing towers to replace trees and rewriting their culture to a more modest lifestyle. Wizards were ignorant to think they could help the dying race. They didn't want to help them. They destroyed their culture from the inside out. With their magic, they turned the destroyed land to a chaotic metroplex, where bustling noises can drive one insane. Honk honk.
Get out the road unless you want to become roadkill.
The young man shouted from his car. Vanessa hissed at him.
Be gone, Mel Ferret. Can't you see I'm passing you?
Vanessa continued as she looked down at her map.
Come on, are you serious?
He ramped up his car as he prepared to trample her. Vanessa reached for her staff and viciously smashed his car. She shouted,
Hey, watch it! They don't make it like this anymore. This is my whip, and she's my beauty. It's probably the nicest vintage car in this whole city. And it isn't the 17th century. We don't ride horses anymore.
The man said, but Vanessa still continued.
Does it look like I care?
Vanessa said,
By the way, the repairs for the car is 556 coins. You best not be leaving. What repairs? The car is fine.
Vanessa explained.
I'm tight at the moment. Give me what you got and we'll call it a day.
The man said as he held out his hand.
I'm calling the cops.
He starts to dial the number on his phone.
No, stop.
Vanessa grabbed her staff, and then smashed his phone on the floor.
Are you stupid or are you dumb? Nah, I'm not dealing with this today. Because I know damn well you didn't just do what I think you did.
The man shouted.
If you say one more thing to me, I'ma lock you in that car. To die. And I'm not the kind of person you can mess with.
Vanessa glared at his eyes, looking at him up and down. He had a smug face as his cigarette rested on his dry lips, with a red shirt saying Luca's Pizza, with 9 digits laying across his shirt. His shirt was accommodated with dirty khakis.
Alright, geez, lady. What do you want from me?
He said in a dark voice.
Take me to the tallest building in this awful city. I can't bear to touch this filthy old salt. Now why would I do that, after you just broke my stuff? Don't worry. I'll reward you in a kindly way after.
The man glared a fake smile.
Alright, you're lucky that I used to be a taxi driver. This will cost you fifth.
Vanessa glared at him with her eyes wide open.
Actually, this one's on me.
The car started after 4 long turns of the key, and smoke shot out of the tailpipe like a shotgun as the car rocked side to side every turn of the wheel. They began driving past steel and brick buildings, slowly passing each one. People were walking on the white sidewalks and into buildings, not even looking at one another. Most of them had tuxedos on and slick hairstyles. Vanessa grew more curious about the man.
What's your name?
Looked back.
Roger. Why you ask? None of your business, mortal ferret. Get to driving.
He smirked and whispered.
Fair enough.
A few minutes passed, and his car grew more cramped.
I wish to stop.
Roger looked back confused.
Why? Your car stinks.
Their tail rubbed against empty bags and bottles. He pulled up to a parking spot by a glass building. The sun was blazing in between each building. It was devastatingly hot outside the shadow. A few blocks down was a solid pearl white building. It had to be one of the tallest buildings in the entire city. As Vanessa stared at the massive tower, Roger smirked.
That's your tower.
Vanessa looked across at the man.
Thanks, I guess.
He smiled and looked at her.
Well, see you on the streets. Hey, I just forgot. Where's my reward?
He scratched his head. Vanessa began walking toward the tower, not looking back. Vanessa slowly sped up as she thought to herself.
I hope I never see him again.
The man walked back to his car, snapped his hair back, and drove off. She stopped at the base of the tower, thinking of a way to scale it. She slithered up to the wall, attempting to crawl up the side, but its fine metal was much too polished to get up that way. She slowly went around the bottom of the glass building and searched for another way up. In the front was a huge glass door, twice her height and maybe even more.
What is this?
He looked around confused on how the door operated. A tall man ran by looking at his wall. He crashed into the door and fell inside the room. Now she had a plan. Part 2. The Ivory Tower. Skyscraper to heaven. The ivory white tower reaches 7,500 meters in the air and is one of the several largest buildings in Sirius. It was built for small gray giants to work in. The gray giant species was dying out due to their Great War, killing many or all subraces. Their ancient lifestyle was unaccustomed to this time, made it rare for them to adapt to the new modesty, from huts to skyscrapers. With the help of Salmagundi Carl High Enterprises, he built the dwindling race a tower to work and live in to help them make a living. The tower is now 34 years old. The name of the owner is Salmagundi Carl High. Vanessa slithered up to the lady at the counter. She looked around the glamorous room to see no windows and a shiny tile floor. The lady had curly black hair and was wearing a light blue tuxedo as her shimmering pearls danced in the silver room.
Hello, my name is Safina. What can I do for you today?
Vanessa slammed her fist on the ivory countertop.
I'm here to meet your boss. I have a scheduled meeting around this time. There's no scheduled appointments with Dr. Savannah today, but I can schedule one for the 31st.
Safina said cheerfully. Vanessa shouted.
That's 2 weeks from now. I need to see her now.
There's nothing I can do to help you. Oh my gosh, why did... Okay, cut that out.
That's beyond my power, but if possible, I can move it a couple days sooner, if that helps at all.
The lady grabbed a clipboard near her side and quickly wrote gibberish. Vanessa leaned over the counter, getting closer to the receptionist's ear.
I don't think you fully understand what I meant. I said, take me to your boss. Immediately. Or I'll resort to other tactics.
She leans away with a smirk on her left cheek.
Lady, I'm gonna ask you to leave or calm down before I call in security. I don't think you should do that. You don't want to stain these fine floors with something.
Vanessa leaned further back.
Is that a threat? I'm gonna ask you to leave now.
Safina grew more unsteady. Vanessa coughed.
I don't think so.
Began to take a step up the tower.
See some other time. Stop there.
Josephina reached under the desk and pushed a button. Two men came into the room, each nearly 11 feet tall. They stomped down the stairs fully armored in gear. One whispered.
I can't get a break from this job.
The other one agreed.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to need you to leave the premises now.
Vanessa stopped in her tracks.
Well, boys, I can't do that.
Vanessa reached for her staff on her back.
Hey, we don't gotta fight here. We can settle this by leaving just.
The other guard laughed. Vanessa grabs for the mic and shouts.
Code Red! I repeat, Code Red! There is a possible intruder or intruders in the building. All coworkers evacuate to the helicopter. The intruder is on the 11th wing. All guards have permission to use force.
Are you serious, Athena? Now you're just panicking.
Vanessa dashes up the stairs and sees her chance. One of the guards yells.
Pure gold.
A humanoid figure with the head of a wolf emerged from the ground. Its skin was glamorous gold with huge thrashing claws and 4 demonic eyes. The creature the man summoned is called a spirit guardian. It is the spirit of a person or thing embodied in someone's soul, magic, and their emotions, all formed into a physical appearance, and based on their connection with Sirius. Spirits are divided into 3 ranks. Rank 1 is a basic spirit without intelligence. Rank 2 spirits are much like rank 1. They have 1 ability. They are capable of learning, emotions, and their own goals. Rank 3 spirits have infinite knowledge of Sirius and absorb mana from other sources, not just Sirius. The beast the man summoned was a rank 1 spirit called Pure Gold. Since he works as a security guard, his guardian spirit has adapted into the most efficient military hound, being able to track and kill all its prey. The man ran after Vanessa, saying,
Hunt her down!
Vanessa was shocked to see a spirit.
Maybe this will be a little interesting.
Vanessa grinned.
I don't have time for games, girl. You interrupted my lunch. Come back here now, you're not gonna get into any more trouble.
But she was already on the 2nd floor.
Pure gold, faster!
Pure Gold begins to sprint on the wall on all 4s. Its claws clanged against the tile floor. It jumps from the 1st to 2nd floor, dashing from wall to wall all the way up. It came closer to Vanessa, letting out its claws. Vanessa turns around and yells.
Earth magic. Binding of mercy.
The golden creature sank into the floor, trying to ravage its way out. It was already too deep. Vanessa beamed.
Disappointing. By far one of the weakest.
She begins to close the hole with the spirit gasping for air.
That should have gave me more time to get up this seamlessly infinite tower.
Vanessa looked at a map near the top of the stairs. She keeps slithering up the stairs, each glossy set moistening under a long blue tail. And a huge glowing light comes from the floors below, from a massive explosion. Vanessa keeps slithering up the stairs. The second man comes from behind Vanessa.
You killed my brother!
And he grabs Vanessa by the neck, squeezing with all his might, his eyes glowing orange. When a spirit is summoned, it has a link with their user, mentally and physically. When a spirit goes through too much stress, its user will feel the same stress. There's a way to have a tolerance against their spirit's feelings. Therefore, they can't die from their spirits in this case. Your goal was suffocating, so the user was experiencing the same pain. Vanessa wraps her tail around the man's body.
How dare you touch me?
Vanessa begins to pierce her nails through the man's neck. Blood starts to drip.
I hope you'll see your little brother. It's sad you have to go like this. Just like the other mortals.
Vanessa realized that the man's skin was getting hot, like it was boiling from the inside out. Then she sprang off the man. He was glowing orange, as bright as a star. Holes appeared in his skin. The bright light blinded Vanessa. His body started to float up from the floor.
What type of magic is this?
Vanessa continues to dash up the ivory stairs, leaving wet trails behind her. 5 more men came up the stairs and demanded.
Hey, stop before we shoot.
They turned a sharp corner to not see the intruder, but a man glowing. With a blinding light, all of a sudden there was a huge explosion, tagging the 4th floor, into a huge burst of fire.